Hi, I'm Nirva and I'm Op India editor. Today we have Dr. Kiran, Indian Revenue Service 2010. Presently, he's posted in Mumbai GST and earlier worked at Airport and DRI Mumbai for 3 years each. You
Yeah.
can follow him on Twitter at Scary Southpaw.
So I'll start.
Yes.
Hi. So very nice to meet all of you. So as Nirva's introduced me already, I'm working in GST Mumbai right now. But for the longest period of time, I worked in customs in Mumbai, mostly in the airport and in DRI. DRI is what we're known as the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence. So mostly in intelligence posts and in investigations. So Nirva and I were talking yesterday. I don't know how the topic started about some guy
Yeah, I
bringing
think
gold in.
some haul of some gold smuggling haul was recovered somewhere, and you
Yeah,
shared an anecdote, and we just got interested on.
yeah, yes, it is because you work in airport for 3 years. You learn a lot of stuff. You come across all types of gold smuggling, and Indians are very ingenious people when it comes to smuggling. They keep trying all these new tricks, and as the adage goes, that we catch only around 15 to 20%, on a good day, of the entire gold that is brought smuggled into India, because you've got open borders with Burma, with Bangladesh, with
Right.
and the coast. So and the airports are such a nice place, such a place that you got like 15,000 passengers coming in a night. When I was working in Bombay Airport, so you can't stop everybody, and you can't inconvenience
Right.
everyone. So we had to do a lot of scrutiny, checking, and randomized profiling, as we call it, and used to stop passengers.
Right. So is it general the body language of passengers that sometimes makes you pick them up, or do you get sometimes tip offs, which I'm pretty sure you might be getting?
So yes, so in the department we have a concept of a reward scheme. That is, if anybody is interested in giving us information regarding coal smuggling, any customs duty evasion, he can come to us. His identity will be kept absolutely anonymous, and whatever the government recovers, he gets 20% of it.
Okay.
Up to 20%.
Oh,
so
wow.
for example, you give me a tip and I make a case of a 1 crore, so you could get a reward of up to 20 lakhs on it, and this is income tax free. That's the best part. So in the olden days, when in the times of gold smuggling of Dawood and Haji Mastan, there was people called professional informers.
Oh, what is the job? How is
to
how does one get a job of professional informer?
No, their job was only to hang out in the shady bars and in those,
something
Bombay.
I should totally do now.
That's what they used to do. They used to keep on hanging out with people, trying to get information. Ki saab kal ye aa raha hai, parso aa raha hai, ye hai ticket number, and they used to be paid. And they had code names so that nobody knows. So he would not call me and say, "This is Nirva." She'll call me and say, "Okay, I have a code name." So
Julie.
Julie, see, no, there was an informer whose code name was Midnight Cowboy. So that was how he used to call himself.
Oh, wow.
So it is very interesting, and we've seen people get very good rewards, give us information. So I'll share a case where, and information flows in the most funniest way sometimes. And the issue is you will not even know who the informer is. So if it's like my informer, I give you information, you'll never know who it was. It could be your competitor, it could be your relative, it could be your friend, it could be a disgruntled employee who's got all your data and has walked off. So it could be anybody. So that is one major way we used to get cases in the airport. Otherwise, as you said, we used to observe people's body language, how they walk, and when you start working at the airport, you get a lot of the sixth sense, as you say. You just look at somebody and say, "Yaar, ye theek nahi hai. Kuch to hai." So like, we used to have a lot of feeling. We had very good cases like that. So
okay, so most important, I think I'm pretty sure most people are very curious about is that so most of the time we see news is that gold caught in rectum. How? So is it one of those are usually they are tip offs, or do you, because they're walking funny and you notice, and if at all when you catch them, how do you retrieve the gold? आगे से मतलब पीछे से सोना कैसे निकलता है? The nation wants to know.
See, the thing is, the amount of gold which is caught in people's rectums, is very, very little compared to the entire gold. So the biggest case I had was, which I had seized, was 12 biscuits. So tola bar. So each tola bar is the size of, let's say, a tic tac ka dabba. It's that size. So somebody had shoved 12 of these up his backside.
Oh my God.
I looked at that person. I was like, "Yaar, ये तो पतला है, तीन चार होंगे." And when later the officer comes back and says, "Sir, 12 biscuit hai," I said, "Yaar." And no, and one of these days, I was talking with them. I said, let's chat. Anywhere तो case हो गया. चलो बताओ क्या करते हो, कैसे करते हो. He's like, "Sir, it's not that easy." And it's not like
I'm
they
sure.
do it. It's not like they do it the entire flight. So what they say is that once we land, we know that we have to just cross that 100 feet of customs area. So I go to one of the washrooms just before that. I put it behind and I just walk out of customs, go to one of the washrooms outside and take it out. And they are smart and they say, "Sir, we use lignocaine jelly, then coconut oil, lubricant, butter." I was just generally, tricks of the trade. We were talking, कि क्या use करते हो? And they say that it is usually small quantities. And what they say is that sir खर्चा हो जाता है इससे. So these guys usually bring other stuff like cigarettes, alcohol. They get caught with that. So along with that, so they would say कि तीन biscuit, चार biscuit. But what has happened is that because it is so funny and the media likes to report funny stuff. So that is the reason you see that a person
Yeah.
caught with 500 grams rectum concealment gold is more interesting than somebody getting caught with 5 kgs or 10 kgs.
Right,
So
right, right.
it is the hype. Like for example, we've had very good cases. We had 10 kgs, 12 kgs. People who are carrying it on their body. Imagine person bringing 10 1 kg bars on their. He wore what is known as a jacket. उसको jacket बोलते हैं हम. Actually, literally like a jacket. He used to wear it. So
Wow.
12 biscuits, and we caught him and we took him inside. So I was like talking to somebody else. I was turned the other side, and he was taking out each biscuit, thak, thak. So I was counting, teen, char, panch. Said, oh, damn, this is 10 biscuits. And he was one of those very cool chaps. He said, "Sir, pakada gaya na? Chalo statement chalu karo mera." So he knew everything what to do. I was like, "Yaar, to mujhe kaam sikha raha hai."
Okay, so these gold bars that you get, a lot of these times when you see pictures in media, they are nicely decorated, ऐसे वो fun shapes. A colleague of mine and I, we quite often, fantasize that we should look for jobs where we get to decorate such fun stuff. Who does that and why?
No, so it is, we try to make the name of the unit. So I was working in the unit called AIU, Air Intelligence Unit. So I used to try to put AIU and if the batch, A batch, B batch, C batch, D batch. So we try to decorate it. And when we are lucky and we get, it's sort of a privilege that I have enough biscuits to make a design. I have seized enough gold to make a design. So if I catch one biscuit, I just put it on the floor, on the table. If we get 10, 15, we can. And we had cases around 60 biscuits once we had in Singapore Airlines. So we had decorated it all nicely. And the typical question my boss also used to ask me, who does this decorating? I said, sir, everybody does it. Even I contribute. It's fun. It's fun because for a person working at the airport, catching gold is bread and butter. So this is a part of our action where you don't get in the department anywhere else. That people think of the airport as only film stars and others, but this is the actual working of customs, where you catch drugs. We used to have a currency. We caught tortoises. We had caught birds. People smuggle birds into the country.
How do they smuggle birds? Cages? Because you can't really hide birds like that.
No, we had a case where he had smuggled birds in a suitcase, and he just made some holes in the suitcase for the birds to breathe.
So, oh my God, that's so cruel.
It is actually very cruel because their feathers are clipped, their talons are tied, their beaks are tied. So what they say is that it's got a huge market in India. So India has a market for these tropical birds, these birds of paradise, toucans, hornbills. People like them a lot, and they come from Southeast Asia, mostly Malaysia, Indonesia, from there. So we've had that also. But
That's
as you
sad.
said, it's fun. It's interesting for an outsider when you see gold in the rectum. That's it. But there's a
Yeah.
lot of work which goes on
What
out
about the
other than.
narcotics? They see they are stapled, they're like those, they looked a little weird, like disfigured momos sometimes.
No,
Caught.
what happens is, see, you have to understand that India is a source of narcotic or drugs, because India's got a large chemical industry. The
Hmm.
drugs which come into India are usually cocaine, opium, heroin. These are which come
Mhm.
into India. So recently, if you Google it, you've seen a lot of Africans being caught with a heroin and with, cocaine in their
Hmm.
check-in baggage. So
Mhm.
we've noticed that these come into India. India से बाहर क्या जाता है? Methamphetamine, methadone, methaqualone, meth,
Mhm.
as you see, Breaking Bad. That goes out of India because India's got a lot of chemical industries and people try to take advantage of that. And
Mhm.
the drugs, the NDPS Act is very draconian because there is no bail. There is no bail
Hmm.
until your trial is completed. And on the second conviction, you could get death penalty. So it is
Oh,
a very very draconian act. Obviously, because you're playing with people's lives, you're endangering society at large with by
right.
indulging in drugs. So that was
Right.
we used to have. So
So
next,
any
what to
interesting halls that you came across for say drugs? Anything interesting?
no drugs. We have sniffer dogs in our airport, but
Mhm.
sniffer we have in Bombay airport. We used to have sniffer dogs. 4 of them were there. So we had some typical flights, so which we used to check. So
Right.
the
Right.
officer does some sort of analysis. He'll do it prior, and then he'll go. Then the dog goes around, and the dog gives a signal which only the handler would know.
Ah.
So,
Right.
like when you go to the airport, you see the CISF dogs. The same way, customs also has
Mhm.
dogs. So drug cases are there. Gold cases are more fun to talk because they are actually fun to even make. So I'll tell you one of the best cases I have done was I was just standing in the arrival hall talking with my officer. So
Hmm.
I just said, "Usko roko," and he just said, "Uske paas paka milega." It's like, how? It's like, boss, look at this, the tag on his handbag. It's a
Hmm.
fluorescent orange color. That is Kenyan Airways. I said,
Hmm.
Banda Nairobi se aa raha hai. He has no check-in baggage. Which normal passenger would come from Nairobi without bringing anything from his family? So he's not a routine passenger. Something is wrong. So that's it. I
Hmm.
said, sir, I said, pakka milega. And from his shoes, we got 2 kilos of gold.
Oh,
It was a
wow.
good case. So because you see people in and out,
Hmm.
like how a TT in a station would know which passenger to stop who's traveling without a ticket, because
Ah.
he's been doing it day and day out. देखेगा a physical movement, physical expression, दिख जाएगा उसको. Even if you're acting confident, you think you are confident, but the TT would know that boss इसके
Hmm.
पास ticket.
कुछ गड़बड़
Same
है.
thing. कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. We used to have. So we had, I had some of the best cases with. I'll tell you one of the cases we had was one of my inspectors caught him randomly. This person comes and says, कि, "Sir, domestic के लिए किधर जाना है?" So the inspector taps him on the shoulder and says, "उस तरफ." And then he says, "ये क्या है?" The fellow had taped a gold bar here, and just imagine my inspector's luck. He just said, "Bhai, उस तरफ," and then we got a case. So this is the
What?
dumb
Oh
luck.
my God! How did he? He just.
It's dumb luck. It's dumb luck. So this smuggler was telling us, कि sir, आपका काम आसान है because you have to be lucky only once. I have to be lucky every time.
Every time.
Every time. So he says, sir, your job is very easy. My job is very difficult. And we had a guy whom we caught with a metal detector. The door frame जो होता है ना, we caught him through that. When he was passing, it continued to beep. I said, boss, take off your watch, take off your shoes, take off your belt. It continued to beep. And finally, we found out he was having gold in his rectum. So he goes in, and see, that is the standard way. Then we said, sir, bad jaiye. He said, no, sir, I'm happy standing. I said, okay, thank you. I said, fine, I got it. And we used to,
So.
and that,
Hmm.
so that is the standard thing. And so we say, and he will not admit it. I say, boss, abhi the machine झूठ नहीं बोलेगा. चलो खत्म करते हैं. Let us finish our paperwork.
how do you retrieve the gold from? Does it involve a lot of laxatives? I'm
No,
just
no, no,
curious.
no,
I
no,
just have a very
no, no.
curious mind.
It is not. It is not that difficult because he has not swallowed it for it to move through his system. He just
Right,
shoved it. He just shoved it up.
right,
So
right.
he can take it out. He can take it out with his fingers. It is not that difficult. He just has to squat and everything works after that.
Okay then.
No, that is why
Yeah.
we have standard language in our procedures that upon repeated questioning and requesting, the passenger agreed to eject the capsules.
Oh my.
It is not a convenient job. Somebody has to go stand outside the toilet and ensure it's not throwing it off or something. It's not easy. It is actually not easy. See, people think it's all fun. People think it's fun that okay, somebody's made a case in rectum, but then the amount of
Yeah, the stink that comes
thing
with
that
it is
yeah,
tough.
it is difficult. But we used to have fun because I had a very good team. I had an excellent boss. So we had a good time. And so in the year 2014 when it was posted, we had around 1,000 kilos of gold was caught at Bombay Airport in the entire year.
Wow.
So that has been a record for my team. For no time in Bombay Airport history, so much gold was caught.
Wow,
And
that's a lot of gold imported. Why do you think
it was
people import gold like this? Is it because it's the easiest currency after after cash? Because what else could it
exactly,
be?
gold is very easily liquid. It's very liquid. So you go to a jeweler,
Hmm.
you show him the gold that you brought. No questions asked. He'll just check for the purity. You get your cash. So no other asset can be disposed of so easily as gold.
And
Indians
no
don't.
trace also.
No trace, and gold. See, you buy a phone, there's an IMEI number. You buy a car, there's a chassis number. For a gold
Hmm.
biscuit, there's no way to trace it back to you, and somebody can melt it and recast it into smaller biscuits. So as I was saying, biscuits. So the importance of India in gold trade is so much that even the biscuits that are stamped in Switzerland or in UAE or in the US are in tolas, 10 tolas,
Oh,
116.6 grams. So they're still called tola bars. So you find
right.
a Credit Suisse biscuit. It is in Indian,
The
the
old
multiples
ancient
of 16,
tolas.
old ancient times, tolas. So barely you find 100 grams. You'll always find 116.66.
Oh,
So
wow.
those are known as biscuits. And the 1 kg bar, which is the size of a phone probably, is called as a Cadbury because it is supposed to resemble the shape of a Cadbury bar. So that is what we used to catch them.
Right,
क्या था सर 4 Cadbury थे उसके पास.
right,
So
right. Interesting.
it is actually interesting because gold is easy for everyone. If you have to give somebody money,
Hmm.
black money has to be brought into the country, payments have to be adjusted. There's nothing easier than gold. Send somebody, let the gold come back. Of course, you run the risk
Hmm.
that customs catches you, everything is lost.
Right, right,
That is a
right,
big risk you run.
right. Uh, okay, you must have also come across a lot of celebrities, film stars, and all that. Any interesting, memorable event or anecdote that you could share with us without any of us getting into trouble and getting sued?
Nah, I won't tell the name. So
Okay, okay.
there was a famous film star. So one of my officers did it actually. That one of my senior officers. So she was a Brahmin and she was having some watches with her.
Hmm.
But so when the machine when the bag went into the machine, we saw it on the screen. So we were, and she was very well dressed. She was wearing this ripped jeans, well made up and all, so looking very charming. So the machine went up. So my officer says, "Sir, watches hai. Let us open the bag." And she kept on insisting, "These are old watches. These are old watches." I
Hmm.
like looking at my officer and said, "Jane dijiye na, purane watches lag rahe hain finally," because the straps are all slightly worn.
Hmm.
So he was like, and the most important thing was, I said, nobody will recognize her. Please don't patronize her. So she was looking around, hoping for people to recognize her. But
Hmm.
nobody was recognizing her. And my officer, who was a elderly gentleman, he doesn't see movies much, so he did not know her name. So he takes her passport and says, "What's your name?" And she's a huge film star. And she's like, "आप मेरा नाम पूछ रहे हो?" Sir, हाँ हाँ
Oh.
मैडम आपका नाम बताइए. And then I said like, अरे जाने दीजिए ना, पुराने watches लग रहे हैं. He said, हाँ sir. देखो इनकी jeans भी फटी हुई है. And she was like surprised. I was like, I said ripped बोलते हैं, नहीं sir, फटी हुई jeans है ये, जाने देते हैं. Second copy watches होंगे. And we just let her go. But as a matter of principle, we've never. When I was posted, we never actually went behind celebrities because see, you work in intelligence. You have to make cases. So you get a lot of gold cases. You get a lot of drugs. This is actual fun, and you're contributing. So what we used to do is treat everybody as equal. I'll tell you an anecdote where a very rich man was standing in the line, for the exit gate, and along with him there was a passenger who had come back from Dubai, the typical Gulf returned mazdoor with a big carton, sab bori se banda hua and all. And he comes, this rich guy standing behind him. So this rich guy comes up to my officer and says, is there no executive exit? Then my officer says, no, customs socialist hai, sabke liye ek hi line hota hai. Then it's like, I have come in business class. I said, ठीक है sir, सब निकल जाएंगे, 2 मिनट रुकिए. Like, I cannot stand with that mazdoor in the same line. This is the actual words that this businessman had used to us. So my officer says, oh sir, I'm sorry, I apologize for your inconvenience. So he goes up to that mazdoor and say, भाई साहब, आप बीच में से चले जाइए, आपको line की जरूरत नहीं है. And then he tells the businessman, sir, now you don't have to stand in line with him, you can stand on your own.
Nice. So, it's such a filmy sounding story, like something you read about, or you watch in films, very dramatic, but good to see that such people exist in real life as well.
Exactly. And the way my officer spoke to him, I had never imagined even think like that. And he's like, boss, aapne to dil jeet liya mera. The way he didn't raise his voice, nothing. Bhai sahab, no, you don't have to stand in line with the mazdoor anymore.
Very nice. I like him. Nice.
and then we had an incident, passenger who was extremely drunk. So he was extremely loud, extremely rude to all of us. He was shouting, he was yelling. Just to oppose 2014, the election. So he was like, I am from Gujarat, so we rule the world. It's like, yeah, shant ho jao. So my officers were like, sir, he's behaving very rudely. What do we do? I said, yaar, saman dhondo, kuch milega. We went through his entire luggage. We said, fine, we'll find something. We couldn't find anything. I said, boss, he's going to get the upper hand now. Then he had a big box. I said, his box mein kya hai? Then he said, sir, box mein globe hai. I said, acha, kahan se aa rahe ho aap? I said, Dubai. Chalo, globe kholo. Globe khola, as usual. Kashmir was shown in Pakistan. I said, any maps or globes incorrectly depicting India's boundaries are prohibited. So I'm going to impose a penalty on you. Then completely transformed into the most sober guy. Sir, penalty kya? I said, this is the law. You are yelling at us now. I have a law point. Now I'm going to impose a penalty on you. What is the value of the globe? 15,000. So fine, 15,000 penalty on you. Jitna bhi chada tha, sab utar gaya. So this is the standard story I tell all my juniors, that once you know the law, you know how to handle people. So, I used to have fun with all these. I used to sit on the PRO counter we used to have. I used to have fun with all these drunk passengers. My standard dialogue was, they used to come to me completely drunk and say, sir, Bombay airport hai kya? And I would be like, nahi, ye Quaid-e-Azam Karachi airport hai. And he used to go running back saying, bhai sahab, Karachi utar diya inhone. It was fun. Once in a while, we used to have a little amount of levity. But we had difficult times also, like I was sharing with you. We see a lot of passengers coming from Gulf, especially women, who used to come, absolutely nothing on them. No, we had a passenger who was unfortunately from my part of India. She was speaking to me in Telugu saying that, sir, she was wearing a burqa. Saying, sir, under the burqa, I'm wearing a night gown. Other than that, I have nothing. I was made to work for 4 years in the Gulf in a sheikh's house. What all he did, I cannot tell you. He just booked me a ticket and sent me back. And she was told she land in Hyderabad, but she had a ticket only till Bombay. So we pulled in, we bought her ticket to Hyderabad, all of us. Then we gave her some cash so that she can go back to her village. But then we realized that this is a standard thing. Every day you used to find a woman like that who used to come back, ill-treated by bosses. But as the passengers who are put in prison in Gulf, the employer would take away their passport, their visas would expire, the Dubai police would put them in prison, the embassy would somehow pull them out and send them back home. They land here, and the agents would sell them the moon, saying that you go to Dubai, you'll save enough money, and then they come back with absolutely nothing, with all soap stories and horror stories, how they had to live in tin houses in Dubai and Qatar and Doha, Bahrain. So this is the other part of
the other side
that we used to notice. The other side of the airport that we used to notice. But it was it's a learning experience. Like there are two levels: the departure and the arrival. Much details. Airport is fun. Airport is fun because these are anecdotes we have every day. So and no 2 days are the same at the airport. And the amount of work you learn is fun. One day we had, I still remember, one day we had the Raghuram Rajan sir had come. And I was just saying hello to him. He was waiting for his bags. And I still remember. So just then the policy on gold had changed and they had increased the duty. RBI had restricted its import. So the gold smuggling had started. So at that time, one of my officers comes in saying, "Sir, we got the gold out of his rectum." And the RBI governor says, "From where?" I was like, "Sir, we've gold smuggling, and what is all this?" I was like, "Sir, as a result of the RBI policy, thanks to you, you're giving us some work." Otherwise, we were catching iPhones and cigarettes. So now we have work. iPhones are a fad as well. You used to catch them whenever a new model is launched. So the 15, 20 days after that, it used to be a huge rush of people trying to smuggle in iPhones. And we used to have a huge haul all the time. People who would randomly try their luck. I don't know how they were being so brazen, randomly try their luck. We had a guy who was just come to me and said, "Sir, he gave me a reference. Sir, you know Patil?" I said, "Ha, I know Patil." "Sir, I am his cousin. So can I go from the middle without getting my back screened?" I said, "Okay, but just get your back screened and go. Okay, I'll allow you to go before everybody else." But no, sir, Patil sir ne baat kiya. It's like, "Yeah, screen your bags." Then inside his bags, we got 120 iPhones.
Oh, wow.
And then asked him who this Patil is. He said, "Sir, Bombay hai na." So I just said Patil. I thought koi to hoga. People were trying their luck that way. So people are very smart here. So we have to be a little smart compared to them on every time. So
you were telling me about the arrival and departure parts of.
And in departure, if you stand outside, I have seen this myself in a single night. So I still remember this. I always wanted to write about it. But you go to the departure, you see fathers going to Gulf, going abroad to work, especially. You see their daughters hugging them and crying, and wives and whole families are all crying, or all mothers. The entire thing, it's a matter of gloom for them because the main bread earner is going abroad. Don't know how safe he'll be in a different country. And just 2 floors below that is the arrivals. So you see people, with garlands running, kids running to their fathers, to their mothers, to their uncles, hugging them, waiting. बोल रहे क्या गिफ्ट लाया मेरे लिए. So the opposite emotions are seen in airport in just a difference of 2 floors. So that is the best. And you'll realize that where all Indians have reached. You'll see I was talking to some Telugu chap who was come to the counter. He's talking, "Where are you coming from?" He says, "Sierra Leone." "Wahan kya kar rahe ho?" It's like, we have a store there. We have a grocery store, Sierra Leone. I've seen people, Indians, working in Chile, working in Infosys, Buenos Aires. I've told you that Gujaratis running stores in Congo, Zaire, where
We'll
all
also be the
we
first to
realized,
run stores in Mars.
first the moon, then Mars, I'm sure. So you realize that Indians are everywhere. Nurses working in Morocco, in Tunisia, in Algeria, North Africa. Indians working on oil rigs in Nigeria. We see students from all over the world. We see shippies, sailors who come back from Panama, Malta, Korea. So every place in the world you'll see Indians coming back. So it feels nice. So and we always feel proud that we are the first person of authority a foreigner sees. I had an officer who used to be amazing with his foreigners. He used to interact with them, say, "Welcome to India. Hope you have a nice trip." So this I picked up from him. So whenever a foreigner comes, they used to make small conversation. "Oh, you're going to Banaras. You should visit Sarnath. You should visit Lucknow. You're going to Chennai. Go to Mahabalipuram." Used to give them suggestions. So we always thought that customs is the first face of India in a way, because in
Right, right.
immigration you don't get time to talk in immigration. Here you can chat with us. People ask us directions. So that was a matter of great pride for us that we are the persons with whom we talk. With people talk. People came asking us for, "Sir, I have to make a call. Can I have the Wi-Fi password?" That was a standard question. So in the last 4 5 years, that was what we're doing. Everybody comes and asks for the Wi-Fi. So here's the Wi-Fi. Make a call. I need to download my ticket. I need to download my next ticket. So I'm going ahead to Jaipur, going ahead to Udaipur. So that was one of the good parts of working in customs. So, so anything else you would like to know?
Um, what else? What else? Anyone having any high-handed, कि तू जानता है मेरा बाप कौन है, without taking names, without getting any of sued. And how
We,
do people deal? How do you guys deal with such situations where
no, we the standard reply would be, अगर आपका बॉस अगर आपका बाप X and Y है, तो आपके पास तो पैसा होना चाहिए ड्यूटी भरने के लिए, पैसे ड्यूटी भर दीजिए। अच्छा आप वहां से हैं, उनके यू से, "Oh, his son, you don't have money to pay duty." So we used to use as reverse psychology.
Right, but you did get people like that
We
who
used to get it. We used to
would name
occasionally
throw names.
we used to get name throwing is second nature to Indians. So everybody throws names, everybody throws connections.
No matter
I
how
know
much
your
money
boss.
they have.
I don't know. People think that paying duty, paying a fine is something that is beneath our dignities. This thing I've seen Japanese are very good. A Japanese guy had come with an extra bottle. So it's like, okay, but within your within just 250 ml over the 2 liters. I said, you can go. He's like, no, duty, duty. I read in the manual, I pay duty. So
Oh, wow.
I have got great love for their work ethic. They're very clear about that. Foreigners are foreigners are very good. Thinking of foreigners, we had a Britisher a Britishman who had come and he had some stuff that he had got detained. So he had to fill in a form. He had to sign here. Then my officer, sign here, sign here, sign here, initial here. Let's go inside the warehouse. You initial there. And this Britisher is like, "What is all this paperwork?" And my officer says, "You taught us. You Britishers taught us all of this." उसके पहले क्या होता था? राजा बोलता था फरमान, everything done. You Britishers came and said duplicate, triplicate, quadruplicate. Please bear with it. So we have a sense of humor. So and we have to have a sense of 12 hours continuously we have to work. Ungodly hours. You go home at 8 o'clock. You go to work at 8 o'clock in the night. You go home at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, wow.
अगर कुछ case हो गया, means you have a case, you have to stay back. So there are days when I had gone to work on a Thursday morning and gone home on a Saturday morning, gone back home. So we had cases like that. The entire team used to do it. So to have to survive there, we have to have a sense of humor.
Of course,
that was the best part, and it was always a family. So the officers used to be there. We used to adjust our timings. Somebody goes in to have dinner. Somebody's ensured that okay, somebody's standing in the arrival hall, noticing people. We used to do our analysis. The officers to come and bring papers and, "Sir, this passenger looks suspicious." Chalo, we used to do our analysis and said, "Yes, go, we'll try our luck." So that was always there. We always used to have a great bonding. As I said, I had an excellent boss. So like, I don't care what you do, get me a case. Get me a case in the morning. So we never used to let him down. So we used to have an amazing time working like that. So every day is different, as you said. So we used to have people who used to come and request ki, sir, extra bottle. I said, boss, not allowed. That's the most common thing. Extra bottle, not allowed. I said, okay, two of you are there. You can take 4 bottles. That's the most typical thing that the request people used to give. But rules are rules. You might not like them. But as you said, name throwing and all used to happen. I don't know now how it happens now, because it's become even more and more liberal. More airports have opened up, so the number of people coming to Bombay is not that much. Purane zamane mein se only 2 airports, Delhi and Bombay. That's it. They were the hub. So that was
now
that.
there is another hub where they catch gold.
Yes. No, gold is going to be evergreen. Gold is going to be evergreen, and because it works, because it's easy to transfer money through gold. It will always be
Right.
there.
Right.
And as long as financiers are there, as long as uh, dons are sitting in Dubai and in the Emirates, as long as Indians will have the fascination for the yellow metal, gold will always be smuggled.
Right.
So it is difficult to control it. And now we catch more gold in the cities. You read the newspapers, you'll see people catching gold in the trucks and in buses and all. So airport छोटा जगह हो जाता है उसके लिए वहाँ पर.
All right. So now I think we've had a lot of fun, and I think we should conclude this. Otherwise, people are going to just throw paper planes at us, like they do in the Lok Sabha. So, but I had great fun, Kiran. It was so much fun. I laughed so much in such a long time. Times have been tough. I think people are just so sick and tired of COVID situation in the country. I think I really hope that people have a good time watching us, and we bring a smile on at least someone's face. And yeah, I think it was fun to know how finally Piche Se Sona Kaise Nikalta Hai. I think now the world knows.
I think the entire conversation was you trying to figure out how to get hold of the rectum, and the entire conversation was just built around it. Sab बाकी सब कुछ delete हो जाएगा. Only this left. Yeah, but that is it. But one thing I would like to tell people before we connect is that we've seen so many messages on Twitter, social media, that your parcel is stuck, please pay money, your goods are stuck, and they give some SBI account, Canara Bank account. I would like to take this opportunity to tell people, boss, government doesn't make you deposit money in anybody's private account. Please do not fall prey to Facebook friendships, Instagram friendships, and send money to random people and then say, sir, somebody stole my money. I've had the incidents like this in airport. Even now people call me and saying, they're asking, there's only one adage, a fool and his money are parted soon. So please be careful whom you pay money. So that is very, and as I'm always available on Twitter for any of your suggestions, any queries regarding customs.
Right. I will put your Twitter ID around so they can reach out to you. And
anytime. And it was actually great fun talking to you.
It was fun. It was fun. Super fun.
It was actually fun. Chalo, let's hope I go back to airport sometime again so I'll have more stories.
Yes, and hope to talk to you more soon about this.
Sure, anytime. Chalo, thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you.
Yeah.